Hey there, I'm Deborah. I'm a Chicago realtor, and today I want to talk to you about the spring market in Chicago. Why is it so crazy? And as a buyer, specifically if you're a first-time buyer, you're wondering, how do I stand out in this sea of multiple offers, full cash offers? How do I get my offer accepted in this crazy spring market? We're going to talk strategy, and I'm going to break it down for you. Stay tuned. So why is the spring market so crazy? Well, there are a couple reasons, but one of the main contributing factors is the fact that a lot of rental leases turn over in March and April in Chicago. So right around the start of the year, you have a lot of renters who are deciding whether or not they're going to renew their lease or they're going to get out and try to buy something this year. So starting in around sometimes as early as January and certainly February, March, and in April, you have this influx of buyers that sort of flood the market, that are going out to the open houses, seeing things and making offers. And you also have another little bump right after Easter where a lot of sellers start to list their properties. They're getting ready, their kids are going to be out of school soon and they want to get their home sold before the summer and then have the summer to make the move to the new home. So all of those things contribute to a crazy spring market with limited inventory. We've been in a limited inventory market in most neighborhoods in Chicago for the last several years. And then we have all these new buyers who are out in the market, all competing for this small number of homes. So what are some of the ways as a buyer or a new buyer that you can actually secure a home in this real estate market? Well, first thing I'm going to mention, and this might not be the most popular opinion, but what I want you to think about is if coming in with a budget in mind, let's say you're looking at homes, between $450,000 and $550,000 for a 2-bedroom condo. Maybe look on the low end of your budget or even under what your budget is. So you have a little bit of wiggle room. So if your budget's $450,000, maybe you're looking at homes that are $399,000 or you're looking at homes that are $420,000. And that gives you a little bit of room. If you do need to go over asking price, it gives you a little bit of room to go up. Now, not every property is flying off the shelf the first weekend it hits the market, okay? A lot of properties are still sitting for 2 weeks, several weeks, a month, 2 months, because they need work. And I think a lot of buyers are conditioned because they've been looking at Pinterest, they've been looking at, Instagram for a long time, and they have certain expectations when it comes to finish levels and what these homes look like. Well, here's a big news flash for you. You don't need to buy a home that's perfect. You can buy a home that needs a little extra work, and it's going to be a lot less competitive to get one of those homes. I'm looking around my own house and I'm thinking about what it looked like when I bought it. It needed some immediate things. I had to put a new kitchen in as soon as I bought it. But things like the floors. I didn't have the money to do the floors. I wanted a new fireplace, lots of things that are just on a list. And over time, I'm sort of marking off the list, checking off the things. And it's actually really fun to work on your home over time and sort of grow into your home. So keep that in mind. Not everything needs to be perfect off the bat. I promise you, your friends are not going to judge you. They're going to be excited for you that you're in a new home, and they're probably even going to be a little bit jealous. So look at those homes that need a little TLC. I guarantee it'll be fun to work on it over time, and you'll feel really satisfied and fulfilled when you do make those updates and your home looks really good. And lastly, when you think about what you're going to offer on a property, I want you to have a number in mind that is your number. And that number is, what is the amount, if I put an offer in on this property and my offer does not get accepted, am I going to feel okay walking away from that deal? And in the inverse, if you put an offer in and your offer gets accepted, are you going to feel immediate buyer's remorse? Like, oh shoot, I overspent? Or are you going to feel like, yeah, that was worth putting that extra money in? As a realtor, I can't decide on that number for you. You are the one that knows that number. It's only important to you, and you have to decide what that number is. So that's a good thing to keep in mind as you're going into the offer writing stage. Now, on that same note, as a realtor, one of our jobs is to pull comps when you are at a stage where you would like to make an offer. We will look at recently sold, whatever's on the market currently, looking at how quickly things have gone under contract, what the list price was, what they actually sold for. And we share that data with you to help you make an informed decision on your offer price. However, in the spring market, because you have so many buyers who have lost out on one deal after another. Maybe that you made an offer and there was 8 offers, you didn't get it. You go to the next house. You make an offer, there's 12 offers, you didn't get it. Well, that happens a few times, and then at a certain point you get very desperate. So it's really hard to tell in this market, especially with certain, like I like to call them special properties, are very unique looking. Maybe they're staged really well, or the homeowner that's selling the home has really good taste, and the unit just shows really well in person. I've seen it at open houses, right? People are in there, they're really excited with their realtor. They're standing out on the sidewalk afterwards, talking strategy. There's a little bit of a frenzy that can happen around these properties. So it's really hard to know how high it's going to go, because the market will dictate what something is worth, which might be different than what you're seeing in the data. Okay, so keep that in mind. And that's again why it's so important to have your special number that you are okay with. Regardless of what happens, you're okay walking away from that deal feeling good about the amount of money that you put forward. Try not to be discouraged. I always tell my buyers, at the end of the day, when you see these best and final deadlines, somebody is going to win that offer. Somebody is going to win that offer. And it could be you. So keep the faith. If you have any questions, if you're looking for a realtor, if you have questions, you're a first-time buyer, please reach out to me. I would love to work with you. I really love working with first-time buyers. My contact information is down below.